Keep me here, my heart is near, my love has gone away. Tell me true, my heart is new, my love has gone.
Everybody meet my little son. You arrive in style and give everyone a scare, yeah?
It's okay, I know someday I'm gonna be with you.
Basically, he was born and I took him out of the water because he was born in the pool. He was on my chest for a minute or so I think. Yeah. He was not really crying as much as I would expect. So I lifted him up, and that's when I realized that his umbilical cord had broken off, which is like a super rare complication. So normally the umbilical cord stays attached to the placenta, which is attached to me, and that's how the baby gets oxygen and blood. When the baby is born, normally they leave it for a few minutes and then they cut the umbilical cord.
It's basically like a massive artery. The minute that it ruptures, there's just constant blood loss, and that's why it was a serious and rare complication. From this moment of realization that the umbilical cord had been ruptured, the midwife kind of took me aside. She said to me, I'd never forget this, she almost put her hands on my shoulders and looked at me and said, listen, it's gonna get very overwhelming from this point onwards. Just prepare yourself. There's going to be 2 ambulances coming. Your house is going to be filled with people, and Archie's going to need a blood transfusion. And then Shar kind of explained to me whilst we were waiting for the ambulances that the problem was with Archie, and they were worried about this severe blood loss and that needed to get to the hospital straight away so they could do checks and potentially transfuse blood.
It's okay, I know someday I'm gonna be with you. It's okay, I know someday I'm gonna be with you. It's okay, I know someday I'm gonna be with you.
He's a cute, yeah. He's a lot bigger than I thought he would be. Yeah.
It's okay, I know someday I'm gonna be with you.
Lads, you finished your checkups. You're all good. You're all good. You were just giving us a scare, weren't you? Were you just giving us a scare? That's all the checkups done for Archie. They're happy with his colour. They're happy with his everything. We went in the ambulance. I didn't film that, but I'm now only breathing. But we will explain, I think, in a little bit more detail soon. My mouth is so dry. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm shaking. There's absolutely nothing that could prepare me for this. Honestly, nothing. No videos, nothing. We are in the hospital. Charlotte is getting checked, and I think some stitches also, but Archie is doing fantastic. He has all his colour back. Cindy has joined me in the room with Archie. Nothing could have prepared me for that experience. Nothing in the world, but yeah, blessed.
I don't think she's coming back.
Okay, so somehow we started everything at like 8 p.m. yesterday in the evening, and now, what time is it now actually? It must be like 6 in the morning. Beautiful morning. Just waiting for Shar, and then all 3 of us will be reunited and we can all have a big hug, 3 people hug.
Zalig, er alleen kipfilet of wil je ook nog wat anders erop?
Nee, dat is prima.
Okay, and this is a Dutch tradition.
That is a Dutch tradition, yes.
Okay, nice.
Nou, dan laat ik jullie even lekker uit.
Oh, we did it.
Oh, I'm so glad that he's doing fine. He's tall.
Ik denk zo.
He's tall. Oh my
They
goodness.
switched the baby. Did they switch him for a pink one? A tall one?
Ja, exactly.
He wasn't that tall when I gave him.
Wat is de pewa?
Okay, I'll dress him then, yeah?
Yeah.
So which one goes on first?
This one. Ja, dat is wel een extra persoon. Ja, klopt. Niet goed.
Het gaat wel in dit hele karakter wat je nu doet.
Ja.
Yes.
Hij is nog steeds aan het zoeken, zo met zijn tongetje.
Ja? Ja.
Hij zijn twee kanten aan.
Like a little baby bird. You're a strong baby.
Met hem gaat gelukkig alles goed. Ja, hij heeft heel veel haar.
Oh my goodness, are you joking me?
No jokes. Yeah, the main thing is that they're both doing like really well. Like both doing really well. He's breastfeeding really well. Do you want to see him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so beautiful.
I'm shaking.
Oh, well done, Charlotte. Look at him.
He's so cute, isn't he?
We haven't even told you his name yet.
Tell me.
Let Eve hear. So guys, say hello to little Archie Essen.
So gorgeous.
Wonderful. Tonight. Congratulations. My God. Oh. Let me see.
Do you want to meet him?
Yeah, hang on. Oh my God. Oh, it's so cute.
Look at his hair.
How are you, Charlotte?
Yeah, I'm doing alright.
But look, we haven't showed him the name.
Hey! Oh, that's lovely.
That's his weight.
That goes so well with Etna.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Tell me he
guys.
was born in the back at home.
Hello.
Hoi. Hoi, congratulations. Kijk, monster. Oh my god. Oh, een oortje. Oh.
How sweet.
Mijn god, wat een rustig kindje. Zo fijn. Zie maar, kraan baby. Oh.
Hallo? Ik ben niet mama, ik ben oma.
Wat didn't expect my mom to be so good with the baby.
Archie. Oh, Archie, the nice name. Oh, lovely.
Well done.
Oh,
Yeah, what a beauty.
Archie. Oh, yes. Seems so perfect. Look at this cheek. Lovely. Oh, well done, Charlotte. Well done.
Thank
So
you.
easy bit.
Yeah, take them out. Do you feel a bit nicer once you've showered?
Yeah, definitely.
No, temperature is okay. It's
Yeah.
37.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh. Arch, are you ready to go home? Are you ready to go home? Hmm? Let's go home, boy.
You see why your short my hair is?
Roskamers, goedemiddag, wat heb je ook aan? Waar moet je naartoe? Hoe doe je?
Limburg.
In Limburg?
Ja.
In Limburg.
Ik krijg de helft volgens mij sowieso niet mee. Dus misschien zei ze het wel.
Oh no!
Zit je goed? Ja, ik zit goed. De top. Wie is dat?
Wie is het, June?
Ze spelen niet. Ze is helemaal rustig.
Wow, that's a handsome one.
Allemaal.
Ja.
Who is
Maar
Who is that? Is that your new
vooral
brother?
toen we ook zeg maar... Meet your grandson. Oh, I need to watch him filming.
Really, Dad?
Yeah.
My God. Oh.
Ja, dank je.
Sore stomach. And the nurse taught me this trick. If he sucks on the finger,
Yes.
then it relieves the pain a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Ga zitten, ga eens naast hem zitten.
Oh my God.
Kijk zijn haren.
Hallo, schatje. Hey. Archie. Archie. Hey.
His full name is Archie Adrianus Essen. Nice, right?
It's my second name
Yeah.
also.
Ja, we hebben hem naar jou vernoemd.
Gosh.
Who is that, Archie?
Oh nee. Ja, ik ben het maar.
Goed, en dan moest je nog even
Opa.
kijken.
Je opa.
Yeah, we are home. I feel f***ing tired. Haven't slept in now, I don't even know, more than 24 hours. But we have our induction right now with the nurse. So the nurse that's going to be coming daily for a week that shows us how to do things. And I'll do more filming on it tomorrow, but we're doing one task just now.
And then you take
And
this. And you can first try
yeah.
to get them even more
Yeah.
closed. Yeah. If it will leak, then you would see now completely.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yes.
So
you
we
put
bring it
back.
back here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Then you make it sort of like a candy. Good job. And you make it together. You put it together. Just pull very hard. Good job.
Yeah.
Around. Oh yeah.
And then more.
Yes, and then you put this over it. You put everything together.
This comes over here.
Yeah, it's perfect. Very
Okay.
good. This is it.
Yeah?
Yes. Now we can move.
Success. Did I pass the test?
Yes, you did. Very good job.
Yeah, I think it's great. It looks like very nice. I want
honestly than sightseeing.
Okay.
Jet lag is going bad. But that's also because of the blanket.
Okay.
After the
First
sofa.
lesson passed. We're about to film a little bit of a context video for our birth vlog, but before we do, I want to just document this because I think this is just so cute. We've been watching YouTube tutorials on how to wrap a baby, and Char's getting way better at it, and now look. Sound asleep. The way I experienced it was everything went super fast, and there was a lot of kind of commotion and lots of people speaking Dutch, so I couldn't really grasp what was going on, but I knew that something pretty serious was happening. And the midwife took Archie. Immediately, the first thing you could notice with Archie is that he was extremely white, like as white as the sofa white, like really white. And that's obviously a big sign of blood loss if you lose your colour. The colour of him and the fact that he wasn't as responsive in those initial chest moments was the reason the midwife took Archie herself and brought him to do some more checks. It was about this point that me and Char were actually a little bit in shock. Charlotte was still in the birthing pool, and I was kind of holding her. There was no real moment of like, this is your son. There was no real moment to kind of process the actual birth. He came onto the chest for about a minute, and
That was a beautiful moment.
That was really beautiful, and then from there he was kind of whisked away onto the sofa. And immediately the photographer was getting the oxygen ready, because when blood loss happens, then you can obviously go into shock and you can stop breathing, and all of these other really serious complications can happen. And ultimately, with that level of blood loss, because there was no way of determining, then his life was at risk, you know. Which, you know, I think maybe you did a little bit more in that moment, but Charlotte kind of knew that how serious it was, but I never really. I just knew that something was going on. And Char then came out onto the sofa, and she started being seen by the other midwife. The midwife kind of explained to us that there was 2 ambulances on their way, and that Archie would also potentially need to get a blood transfusion. So there was a lot of kind of scary words in a moment where it was already scary, like our son being born. It was already lots of emotions and adrenaline, and then this kind of was like, it was quite abrupt. Yeah, I really felt like I was in like a different world. Like I felt like I was out of the moment and watching everything, watching all this commotion going on in the living room, like the doctors in their big boots on the white rug. And
I also I just remember being so out of it. Like you can see that as well, like in the birth vlog, in the last scene. If you look back at like our faces, were like, I find that really hard to watch because you can see that we're like not happy and just like scared.
It's a weird thing to be holding your son, knowing how serious the situation is, seeing your partner on the sofa the way you were, and like all this stuff going on around you. It's like for me it felt like everything was in slow motion. It was just like so overwhelming. And like I felt like from that moment that we found out about Arch, that I literally did not breathe until we got to the hospital and found out that he was okay. Like I just couldn't, like.
So basically then what happened is the ambulances showed up, and I had to go in a separate ambulance, because like an ambulance for a baby is like a separate ambulance with like a, how do you call it in English?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a unit that the baby goes inside.
So I went in a different ambulance, and Cammy got to be with the baby the whole time, which is obviously was for me really nice to know that you were with him.
Yeah.
And in that moment, it's like weird. Like I went in some sort of like survival mode, not feeling. Like I just remember not like feeling anything. Because like I was just. I think in a moment like that, when you realize like how serious it is, and that you can potentially lose your baby or lose your child, that you just,
your body,
and after a delivery like that, it's all so quick that your body just goes in survival mode and thinks like, I can't handle this right now. And otherwise, I don't know, like I wouldn't have been able to cope with that, you know?
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I just remember being completely numbed, like in the ambulance and stuff. And then, but you were with him the whole time, which was nice.
So the doctors arrived, they did some initial tests here, they hooked him up to a machine. Me and Archie went into the ambulance, and Charlotte had to go separately in a different ambulance, and they drove so f***ing fast, like so fast, I could not believe it. Sirens on and everything, just super fast to the hospital. And he went inside this little box, and he got covered, and then we got put straight into like the neonatal unit, and the doctors came in and they started doing all these tests, and I just remember still feeling so numb, like not feeling sad or happy or anything, just so numb, and watching what was going on, holding his little hand whilst they were doing all these tests, and like just still waiting for that breath to come. And then, you know, I just never remember the doctor just turning to me and looking at me saying, "Congratulations on becoming a dad. You have this really healthy boy. I'm happy with his colour. I'm happy with his blood levels.
Yeah.
You know, it's a miracle. Like he's happy, he's healthy, and he's good. You know, congratulations, Pa." He said, "Pa." And this moment was that for that whole like hour where I've been waiting for that breath was the moment that it just it all came out, along with tears, along with like sobbing and everything, all the emotions of the day, of the moment, everything was released. And
It was just, I mean, I wasn't here for this, but
you can see some of the footage of kind of you know, him getting the checks in the room, and then also us going into a room afterwards, and it just, the whole processing of having him happened in that room for me, you know. It was just like,
it's very weird because like we were separated for this whole time, you and me, and Archie, of course. So for me, seeing that is like really nice as well, because I wasn't there for that, but also
it's a bit confrontating as well.
Yeah, confrontating that I wasn't there for him and like for those moments. But yeah, luckily you were with him, like. And then I was in a different room getting like my final things done. I needed to get stitched. That took quite a while. And yeah, I remember like I was at one point, like the doctor came to update me about him, that he was fine and stuff, which was like just like I couldn't believe it. Like, and
then we had the moment where we were reunited. They came and they got me and they said, "Do you want to go and see Charlotte?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." And we wheeled the trolley through and we were all reunited, and it was just so relieving to be together again. And it was just like,
that was like, it
felt like this like super up thing that we'd just gone through, and then boom, you're apart. You can't talk, you can't hold each other's hands.
It was so crazy.
And when we came back together in that room, it was just such a loving, warm feeling.
I was bawling my eyes out.
And don't get me wrong, even though it kind of happened this way, the birth itself was so beautiful to experience and so beautiful to be a part of. Delivering at home and everything, like I'm so happy, and so are you, right? That we delivered the way we did, and we've both been speaking about it a lot, of course, since the birth, and we, maybe you can say this bit, but like we'd not change the fact that we had a home birth. It was just, it was so beautiful, and everything went so well and naturally, and you did everything on your own, and just I couldn't
have done that in a hospital like that. For me, like, you know, I could not have done that in the hospital because I don't have that, like, how do you say that, like,
connection or something.
Yeah, like I'm not like connected with myself in a place like a hospital. For me to be able to be at home and to be able to be like surrounded by people that just have like trust in the process, and that gave me all the confidence that I needed. My midwife and you, and even Cindy as well. Like, it was so beautiful. Like, I still look back at it, even though like afterwards it was so scary. I still look back at it as like honestly the most beautiful
Yeah.
thing.
And I think the most important thing to end on is that
No, just wait a second.
the most important thing or note to end on is that what happened happened, and everything happens for a reason, but you know, like the umbilical cord was short, and that's why we suspect that the rupture happened. But you know, things can go wrong in hospital and things can go wrong at home. It's, you know, this didn't happen because we delivered at home. This just happened because it did. And you know, there's lots
Yeah,
of
of
different
course.
there's lots of different ways to look at it, at the situation. But you know, like what Charlotte wanted and what allowed her to deliver so well was being at home. And it's arguable that if she put herself in an environment like a hospital or somewhere else that she didn't feel comfortable, that there might have been other problems. So
And also the other way around, like if people want to deliver in a hospital, that's the best place for them to
Yeah.
be, because that's where they feel comfortable. For me,
for our experience, it's like it was a positive experience. We look back on it as a positive birth, as a positive experience, just with this little scary thing that happened at the end. And
not little, but
well, not little, but this scary thing that happened at the end, it just so happened to us whilst we delivered at home, and we can't change that.
it's just another lesson that we needed to learn.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, I think the way I look at it is delivering at home, or if I would have delivered in the hospital, like, you don't know, it might have even, you know, gone more wrong, because there's so many things like in the hospital that could have interfered with the birth. Like I'm just so happy that I was able to deliver naturally at home. Yeah.
But thank you very much for watching our birth videos part 1 and 2. If you haven't seen part 1 already, you can go to our YouTube channel and check it out there. If you enjoy this style of content, we are going to be filming loads more content. And if you want to know a little bit more detail about the entire birth story, then we are actually planning a video that we're going to film with our midwife and also our hypnobirthing instructor. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content and to see more videos like it. But thank you very much again for watching, and yeah, we'll see you again soon.
Say bye, Archie.